Welcome to the Transform Sales podcast. Today we have Michael Maximoff, founder of Folderly on. He's also the founder of a very famous agency. You may have heard of it. It's called Belkins. I am really excited to have Michael on. I was not expecting him to also have a software company as well. Michael, just tell us what Folderly is.
John, first off, thank you so much for having me back. I know we spoke about Balkans already, but now is the time for Folderly. So Folderly is an email success platform. So we actually built it when we started our outsource SDR agency, Balkans, because we were focusing on email marketing and cold emailing as our main acquisition channel. And I'm sure people listening to this know that whenever you do cold emailing, you're probably going to hit spam folders a lot, right? You're going to burn out through domains, you're going to burn your mailboxes. So we had that problem. And man, the last thing you wanted to do is to go back to a client and say, sorry, John, but we need to change the domain or change mailboxes that are going to slow us down, right? We didn't want that. So my team was very frustrated. I was very frustrated. So we ended up building a process that allow us to maintain healthy email reputation for our domains and our mailboxes. And later, when we had some of those domains or mailboxes affected with a low email readability or reputation, we learned how to fix it without changing domain or mailboxes. We had it as the process. We did it with hands. Then we started automating it. And that's how back in 2019 we solved the problem, but then we started hiring more engineers, and we were like, hey, but it's something we can offer, it's something we can do not just for Belkins, right? But it's something that other agencies, other companies that are doing a lot of cold emailing should use. Why don't we build a product, right? And that's how we start building it as the platform. And we've invested millions of dollars since then. We reinvested all the Belkins profits. We're like, we need to pour this thing into the software. And that was one of the why Balkans is so successful, because we were very stream focused into focusing on email marketing and cold emailing, and using Folderly as that secret sauce for the success of our email campaigns. And we spent 2 years building it, and since 2021 we're on the market, available for every agency, every company on a growth stage that are doing a lot of cold emailing that can kind of use it. And as I mentioned, the software was built to first analyze what your current email reputation is, like what's happening with your domain, with your mailboxes, what's happening with your blacklist, your DNS, your spam. Then rank you in terms of what your current score and the reputation is, and then actually what can be done to fix it if it's low, and then actually fixing it on your behalf, maintaining very high reputation, making sure that your emails never hit the spam folder.
That's actually incredibly important. As someone who's been in the lead gen space for quite some time, I've worked with a number of people. It surprises me the number of business owners who don't understand email reputation. Like, they'll just be sending out these emails,
Yeah.
and it's like they've never even looked. They've never considered, is it going into the inbox? And then there's a totally separate tool, a totally separate toolkit you need, at least until now, because I remember.
Yeah.
You would have to jump through some hoops before to fix the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
email reputation thing. And
So
it
so when I started in 2017, you actually can take 100 leads, send cold emails with any outreach tool like Outreach.io or Reply.io, and they can be delivered. All is going to be good. But every next year, you cannot just simply take leads, take mailboxes, and that's it. You're done. They're always, they're increasing the complexity of the process. And now, if you want to be successful and use email as your acquisition channel, then you need to have a bunch of software and some processes to be able to help you to get there. It's not just as easy as it was with anything, right? Like, you cannot just simply do content strategy, you cannot just do LinkedIn ads anymore, you cannot just simply do whatever, right? It's always painful and complex. So the same with email deliverability. The only thing I would tell is, we didn't go and we build the outreach tools, because very often, people confuse Folderly with an outreach tool, say, hey, do you guys send emails? No, we don't. So we don't send emails, because what we realized is there are some tools out there that send emails, that are very good at sending out emails. They're very good at having all of those automations, inboxes, controlling leads, etc. And we didn't want it to go in that direction. But what we realized, that there is a lack of the knowledge on the market on how to work with good email deliverability at scale. When you're not just send 100 emails, but you send 5,000, 10,000 sequence-based emails, and you use 5-10 domains. You have an SDR team of 20, 30, 50 people, and you cannot just simply kind of send cold outreach and be successful with that using just one tool. And many tools try to have a good process of, they call it a warm-up, but that's actually not how. So the warm-up is the simple process of exchanging conversations between mailboxes, building up their reputation. But first, it's not working for anyone. So any software that has the warm up, it's never worked. So believe me, I've been there. Why I invested millions of dollars in building the software if there is a warm up that works, right? It's easier to just buy that warm up, right? It's like obvious.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work. And the second is, if you wanted to use because a lot of companies like Google and other, they don't allow the warm up because that's kind of trick the whole thing, right? So what's happening is we specifically built Folderly into an email success platform that offers a 360 solution that offers you and educate you on a lot of different things, not just like, hey, I wanted to build a reputation, but rather like, hey, what's happening with my domains, with my mailboxes, with my blacklists, with my DNS, with my spam words, with different ESPs, how they talk, how they communicate, integrating with all those platforms into one central hub. It's the way to go if you really wanted to be kind of successful with that.
Nice. So with that said, what sorts of buyers are you seeing right now? Because I know most people aren't super technical with emails. They'll send it from their Gmail account. They'll just be like, whatever. So like, what sorts of buyers have you been attracting?
Yeah. So we actually divided buyers into B2B buyers and direct-to-consumer buyers. So the B2B buyers are those that have sales teams, that have SDRs, BDRs, that still use email as one of their channels. They might have some tools that are very familiar, like Outreach, SalesLoft, Salesforce, and some other, and they're using those for cadences, for outreach, for cold emailing. These are the clients that have between one SDR to a team of 50, 100 SDRs that are sending tons of emailing at scale. So these are the B2B clients. We also work with a lot with agencies like Balkans that wanted to successfully service their customers, but they don't want to build their own software. So we work with them because we want to make sure that the whole lead generation space is successful. So if we can offer this software to other agencies to help, why not, right? So these are the B2B clients that we call them. And then the direct-to-consumer or B2C clients, these are the retail, e-commerce, you name it, like direct-to-consumer brands, those that have a lot of newsletters, a lot of warm outreach, a lot of subscribers that they will follow back with their emails. Because believe me or not, if you have a MailChimp list of 1 million subscribers and you're trying to send them a newsletter, there's a lot of emails that won't be delivered. There's a lot of emails that will hit spam. And you can ask me, Michael, why is that? I don't know. Like, it's actually interesting because I remember back in 2020, there was this congressional hearing of Big Four CEOs standing Congress of the antitrust hearing. And there was this congressman from Florida, Greg Steube, if I remember his name. And he asked the Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, asked him a question, why after 10 years of campaigning to his voters, this year his email starts landing in spam. Even his family doesn't receive his emails. And then obviously Sundar didn't give a clear answer because he was like, yeah, Google has 2.8 billion active users. We don't know. So here's the thing. No one knows. And all of the ESPs doesn't have an answer. So we were in the mission to give the answer. So that's why there's a lot of customers that have those huge volume emails that they need the support. They need the clarity of what's happening with those emails, where they're landing, why they're ending, how it to be fixed, how they can be maintained. So these are those customers as well. So we kind of see the 50-50 split.
Oh, nice. So like with that said, would you mind giving us a demo of your platform?
Oh yeah, I can show you an example of a demo of the. let me share my screen of one of our internal accounts that we're using for our internal marketing. All right, let me do this. All right, you see my screen?
Yeah.
So most of the time when you're doing cold emailing, right, for you important is to make sure that you're all right with your domain, with your mailboxes. So the way it works, if let's imagine you have, these are all the domains that we have connected to, let's say to our account. Let's say you don't have any. You click on add mailboxes. You have multiple ESPs that we integrate with. So a lot of our customers use Gmail, Outlook. A lot of them use SendGrid, custom SMTP. So there's a lot of those, right? So you click on it. If it's a Gmail or Outlook, we have a direct auth integration with those. And these are all direct integration we have, and we always add the new ones. So you connect, you select ESP, then you connect this ESP, then you add your template or email template, the message that you're going to be using, and then you launch Folderly, and that's it. So I will to show you how it's look as when it's launched. So let's say here on the dashboard, you see how many seats you have in use, right? And you can manage those seats. You can have all your domains. You can open up and see how many mailboxes are connected to a domain, right? Let's say you can see their current score. And let's say and you can click on it and say, oh, this mailbox has 32% spam, right? And the inbox rate goes down. So I'm pushing a lot of cold emailing from this, right? So I can click on, I can see my current score. I can see what's my inbox rate, what's my score rate. We're currently adding a new feature called best practices and spam triggers that you can add and you can look at to increase your current campaign results. And you see this dashboard where you can see the blue ones that emails are going to inbox, and then the red ones are going to spam. And the idea of the software is when you start using it, you can see more emails goes to spam naturally because you have some problems with spam. But as the software works, then more and more emails should go up to the blue section, to the inbox, and less should go to spam. In this way, it would mean that you're inboxing most of your emails, and then it means that your clients, your leads will receive your emails. And if you're inboxing a lot, you are not inboxing and going to spam with a lot of your emails, it means that your users see the same. So it kind of replicates your actual outreach. So then you're going to see the same results with your actual outreach. And the way it works, usually it also works side by side with your email templates, the one that you're using, because so you either use the plain text or HTML type of emails. So our software can also tell you what kind of spam words you have, and what's your current reputation of that email is, so you can change it to have the much higher reputation. And then you can use those different templates to build up the reputation of the content to be able to inbox most of your kind of most of your current emails. And then obviously you can have a library section with all the different templates, and you can see different performance results. And then you can add multiple users. You can have different roles. Like if you're an admin, you want to control all of your organization, you can give your sales team or your SDR an access, and then they can use it. And then you can use the reporting section, et cetera, et cetera. And these are actually just some of the most requested features that our customer asked for. But what we are doing, we're currently building a lot of additional kind of sub products like inbox monitoring, we call it Pulse, like Inbox Insights, and some other, to give the customer the more 360 overview of more complex infrastructures. So the software is, again, user-friendly if you never use this. So you don't need to figure out way about email deliverability. You just click on and you see the results and what needs to be done to fix it. But also for those more sophisticated users that actually wanted to dive deeper into the technical aspects of things, and then to use it as well.
Wow. I mean, I would like to use it because here at CloudTask, we have been sending a lot of emails lately. And I've thought about it, like, are we going to land in spam? Like, what's going on? Because we've been sending a lot. And so, like, looking at this, I'm sure you're probably on a list somewhere. But yeah, like looking at this, it makes me like reconsider our email strategy. So, I mean, that may be something we'll have to talk about after the show.
Absolutely, Jalen. You know that based on the statista, about 49% of the emails land in the spam folder on average. So if you do any type of email outreach, there's a certain percentage of emails that goes to spam. But the problem is that every time you do the push, every time you send more, that number goes down percentage by percentage, drop by drop. So you don't want to end up in the situation where 30-40% of your clients doesn't receive an email, because that's a lost revenue, right? Because imagine this.
Yeah.
If your current open rate, if you say, Michael, I'm sending out cold email campaigns and my open rates are, let's say, 25% or 30%, the reason might be not because you have a poor template writing or your leads are outdated. The problem might be that spam part, that some of those emails go to spam. So if you fix that, then you're going to see 45-50% open rates. Now we're talking, the more open rates, the more reply rates, the more leads, the more appointments, and the more sales, right? So our clients are reported that with us, they can increase their open rates at least 50 to 100%. And if they do that, and they can generate, let's say, 5-10 more appointments every month as a result of that software, then with your average sales to be 5-10 grand, 50 grand a client, you spend $100 to generate $10,000. So the ROI is just immediate impact. So it's an obvious software. So it's not just one of the software that you should have. It's like you spend $100, but then the ROI are so high, then it's a no-brainer to start looking at that, right? Because if there's a way that you can push an envelope and increase your open rate, increase your reply rate, and generate more sales without changing your approach, without changing anything and spending time on that, why don't do it, right?
Yeah, why not? Like that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, with that said, how much is Folderly cost? Like just
Oh
you
yeah.
got like tiers, do you
Oh
have,
yeah. Mhm.
regular subscription? What sort of price range are we looking at?
Yeah, we are very open about the pricing and how it's built. So the pricing is actually on the website. Everyone can access it. The pricing is based on the tiers. So if you're just a user, you wanted to purchase one mailbox. Right now, the price is $200 per seat. But what's interesting, and if listeners are listening to this, we're actually getting the prices down because we wanted to support more companies that are going through tough time in recession with the licenses. So actually, the license probably going to go down to as low as something like 100 or $120. So, again, I mentioned the ROI is there. So that's per one seat. But if you get it at 5-10 seats because you have more mailboxes, more SDRs, then the price can go as low as down as $50 or even $40 per seat per month. So for $40, you can get your open rates up to generate additional extra appointments, extra sales. So it's something like 1200% ROI, something like that. So these are for the customers that are doing cold email outreach. For those that are doing the direct to consumer outreach with a lot of warm outreach, millions of emails, we offer a custom tailored subscription with the on-site support and with like just helping to fix the whole thing with our success team. So those pricing might goes up to $5, $10, $15,000 a month, but we're talking like 10 million emails a month, right? Come on, there's not many companies that send that, right? But yeah, again, we have a very tailored, very very customized pricing to match the exact needs of every customer. If it's a cold email outreach with a very straightforward integration, it's per seat. If it's something custom tailored, we also have that to help any type of organization.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So with that said, for anyone who's watching this and you're interested in Folderly, you've been looking at your emails, you don't really know if they're getting to your prospects, you can find Folderly in the link below or in the CloudTask Marketplace, or you can message Michael Maximoff yourself on LinkedIn. Or
yeah, and
maybe
always,
not. You like
but
that? You like
mention that you came from CloudTask podcast,
Yeah.
and we'll be sure to give you a discount for for obviously listening to us, being engaged and following CloudTask.
Cool. You're cool with LinkedIn email at all?
Oh yeah.
What do you?
Yeah, it's Michael@folderly.com.
Michael@folderly.com. All right. See you guys.